Okay, so today we're doing something a little different, a deep dive into a career that most people don't really think about. Have you ever heard of a land-based machinery supervisor?
I bet you're picturing a farmer, right?
Well, yeah, kind of.
It's actually way more interesting than that. We're talking agriculture, but also landscaping, meaning you could be working with farmers or on something like, I don't know, designing a golf course.
So it's not just about knowing how to fix a tractor.
Definitely not. RoleCatcher, that's the career platform we're looking at today, says about 83% of the job is mechanical knowledge, which makes sense.
Yeah, you gotta know those engines.
Right, but then they hit you with this customer service and communication, super important too.
Really? See, that's not what I would have expected. Why are people's skills so important when it seems so hands-on?
Because you're dealing with people who rely on those machines. Imagine a farmer, it's harvest time, and their combine breaks down.
Oh, every minute is costing them money.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to fix it fast, but being able to talk them through it, manage their expectations, that's huge. That's where those soft skills are critical.
Makes sense. So we've got these two sides to the job, agriculture and landscaping. What else sets them apart? Do you think different types of people gravitate towards one or the other?
It's a good question. RoleCatcher talks about how the agriculture side is all about the practicalities of food production, efficiency, understanding soil conditions, a lot of data analysis, actually.
So someone who likes optimizing things, working with data, they'd like that.
Totally. Landscaping is interesting, though. It's much more about aesthetics, design, bringing a vision to life.
So you need someone who can connect with people, communicate well.
100%. What's fascinating to me is how this job, it highlights a trend we're seeing everywhere, even in a field that seems super hands-on. Technology and people skills are becoming more and more important. You're going to be surprised just how important they are as we dig deeper into what RoleCatcher says about being a land-based machinery supervisor.
So we talked about these skills, but what does a land-based machinery supervisor actually do all day?
RoleCatcher gets into the nitty-gritty, and it's pretty cool. Think about it. Tractors, combines, excavators, irrigation systems, you're dealing with all of it.
Each one's different, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the technology is changing so fast. We're talking GPS-guided tractors, automated planting.
Wow, so it's not your granddad's tractor anymore.
Nope. Sensors monitoring everything. Soil comes in. It's not just fixing a busted engine. You have to understand the software, the data the machine's collecting.
It's almost like...
It's like being a mechanic and a data analyst rolled into one.
Exactly. But where do the people skills fit into this? Is it mostly clients?
Clients are a big part for sure. Explaining a complex repair in a way anyone can understand. Or let's say you're on the landscaping side and there's an irrigation problem.
You have to know how to talk to the client, keep them in the loop.
Exactly. But it's more than that. You're often managing a team, working with suppliers, maybe even training new hires.
So leadership becomes really important.
Essential. RoleCatcher actually has these sample profiles that show you the career path. They have one for like a junior technician and then all the way up to senior supervisor.
And the higher you go, the more those management responsibilities come into play.
Absolutely. You know, we've talked about the cool stuff, but RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it either. This is demanding work.
Long hours, being outside in all weather, they're upfront about that.
Yeah, and potential hazards too. But they also highlight the positives, job security, lots of opportunity for advancement.
Because no matter what, people need food, and they like nice landscaping.
Exactly. And as technology keeps changing, those who can adapt, they're going to be in high demand. Speaking of tech, we got to talk about the AI piece. RoleCatcher is big on using AI for things like resumes and interview prep.
It's like having a secret weapon.
Right. Yeah, it's
Right.
like leveling up your job search.
Totally. They get it. The job market's competitive, and anything that gives you an edge, it's a game changer.
Especially if you haven't interviewed in a while or just, want to put your best foot forward. It's like having a career coach in your back pocket, which, again, goes back to what we've been saying about this field. It's not just about what you know. It's about how you adapt, how you use technology.
You got to be willing to learn, that's for sure. The days of, like, learning one thing and doing it forever, those days are gone. To really thrive now, you got to be a lifelong learner.
Keep evolving.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a good takeaway for anyone listening who might be interested in this kind of work. We've thrown a lot of information at you, the technical stuff, the people skills, and then this whole layer of technology that's changing everything. It's a lot. But what it comes down to is, do you enjoy a challenge? Are you someone who likes to work with their hands, who likes figuring things out? And if you're good with tech, even better.
It seems like there's a lot of opportunity in this field if you're willing to put in the work, but what about the future? I mean, we're talking about all this automation. What does that mean for someone considering this career path?
That's the million-dollar question, right? What happens when the tractors are all driving themselves? Will we need people who specialize in robotics? Will someone need to program the AI?
It's exciting to think about. This isn't like a job that's going to stay the same. It's always evolving.
And that's what makes it cool. You're not just fixing a machine, you're shaping the future of how we do, well, everything. How we grow food,
Right.
how we design the world around us.
Absolutely. I think that's a perfect place to wrap up our deep dive into the world of land-based machinery supervisors. We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little inspiring.
And if you're intrigued, don't stop here. Do your research, ask questions. You never know where it might lead.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for today, but thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring.